The disappearance of Emanuela Orlandi. On June 22, 1983, Emanuela Orlandi, a 15-year-old girl and Vatican citizen, vanished without a trace. She had just finished a flute lesson at a music school in central Rome. Her final phone call to her sister mentioned a man who had offered her a job with Avon Cosmetics. She was never seen again. Within hours, the family grew concerned. The Vatican police and Italian authorities responded, but their coordination was minimal. Interviews were conducted, but official statements remained frustratingly vague. Day 1 turned into Day 2, and the story began to evolve. Rumors began swirling. Some suggested Emanuela had been kidnapped by a terrorist group seeking the release of Mehmet Ali Agca, the man who attempted to assassinate Pope John Paul II in 1981. Others claimed she had been taken by the mafia to pressure the Vatican bank over unpaid debts. Theories intensified. Whistleblowers pointed to a possible internal cover-up. Emanuela, as a Vatican citizen, had unique protections, but also, perhaps, unique risks. Could someone within the church have helped orchestrate her disappearance, or helped hide it afterward? 36 years later, in an unexpected move, the Vatican authorized the opening of 2 tombs inside the Teutonic Cemetery, following an anonymous tip sent to the family. Both tombs were found to be empty. Later, investigators explored ossuaries beneath a nearby building. Human remains were uncovered, but DNA tests found no link to Emanuela. So what happened to Emanuela Orlandi? Did she leave willingly? Was she silenced for what she may have known, or simply caught in a power game beyond comprehension? The Vatican has never released all its internal files on the case. The silence, after all these years, is almost louder than a confession. The third secret of Fatima. In 1917, 3 shepherd children in Fatima, Portugal claimed the Virgin Mary appeared to them, bearing 3 secrets. The first predicted World War I, the second warned of World War II and the rise of Soviet communism. But the third was locked away. For decades, the Church refused to release its contents. Popes passed the secret between themselves. The envelope, according to witnesses, was kept in a special drawer in the papal apartment. Then in 2000, under Pope John Paul II, the Vatican finally revealed the so-called third secret. It was described as a vision of a bishop in white gunned down on a mountain. The Pope connected it to his own shooting in 1981. He believed the Virgin's intervention saved him, but many were unconvinced. The secret, they argued, had long been rumored to contain prophecies of great apostasy within the Church, maybe even predicting the collapse of papal authority or a global spiritual crisis. Cardinal Bertone, the Vatican Secretary of State at the time, denied these claims, but a 2010 interview hinted that the full contents may not have been shared. Why would the Church hide the true text? Some say it's too politically dangerous. Others believe it implicates figures still revered in modern Catholicism. And if it truly predicted global cataclysm, why wait until 2000 to release it? The answers, if they exist, may still be locked away deep in the Vatican's archives. The Vatican's secret archives. Beneath the Apostolic Palace lies one of the most mysterious repositories on Earth, the Vatican Apostolic Archive, formerly known as the Vatican's Secret Archives. It houses over 35,000 volumes and spans more than 50 miles of shelving. It's not secret in the modern sense, but access is so tightly controlled, many still wonder what lies within. You'll find letters from Michelangelo complaining about overdue payments, the trial transcript of Galileo, condemned for heresy, records from the Crusades, even documents from the Council of Trent and dealings with monarchs, dictators, and presidents. But according to some, the truly sensitive materials are still unseen, sealed gospels that never made it into the Bible, references to lost relics, evidence of papal misdeeds, and potentially even documents about extraterrestrial life. In recent years, popes have relaxed some of the rules, allowing qualified scholars to review documents over 75 years old. But the screening is strict, and researchers can only request specific items. Much of the archive remains invisible. If there is nothing to hide, why not digitize it all? Make it accessible to the world. Until that day comes, the Vatican Archives remain a vault of secrets, hiding truth that could shake faith, history, and power. The Chronovisor. In the 1960s, a Benedictine monk and physicist named Father Pellegrino Ernetti made a stunning claim. He had helped invent a machine that could view events from the past. He called it the Chronovisor. According to Ernetti, this device worked by capturing electromagnetic remnants of historical events, sort of like tuning into time's echo. Ernetti said he used the machine to witness speeches by Cicero and the crucifixion of Jesus Christ. He even claimed the Vatican had taken control of the device, fearing its potential. Critics dismissed the story as fiction. The only alleged photo of the crucifixion produced by Ernetti was debunked. It matched a known artistic depiction. But even in his final days, Ernetti insisted the device was real. Some theorists believe the Vatican did possess a form of the Chronovisor and shut it down to prevent historical destabilization. After all, if history could be watched like video, how many church doctrines could be challenged or disproven? No evidence has ever surfaced. No blueprints, no device, no witnesses beyond Ernetti's circle. But the legend endures. A machine that can see the past? If such power existed, who better to keep it hidden than the Vatican? The death of Pope John Paul I. In 1978, Pope John Paul I was elected. Just 33 days later, he was dead. The cause, according to Vatican officials, was a heart attack, but no autopsy was performed. He had just begun investigating widespread corruption in the Vatican Bank. According to several insiders, he had drawn up plans to reassign or remove key officials, some tied to financial scandal, others to secret societies. The morning of his death, a nun reportedly found him sitting upright in bed, clutching papers. Those papers were never seen again. The official timeline changed multiple times. Some said he died at night, others in the early morning. The Vatican remained vague. Authors and whistleblowers have proposed darker theories, suggesting the Pope was poisoned or silenced before he could act. Whether his death was natural or not remains one of the Vatican's most whispered stories. A kind man, a reformer, gone in 33 days. Hidden Gospels. In 1945, a farmer in Nag Hammadi, Egypt, stumbled across a sealed jar buried beneath the desert sands. Inside, ancient scrolls. Among them, Gospels long believed lost. The Gospel of Thomas, the Gospel of Mary, the Gospel of Judas. Each offered radically different accounts of Christ's life and teachings. These writings emphasized inner divinity, direct experience with God, and questioned the need for institutional intermediaries, challenging the foundations of organized religion. The Vatican labeled them heretical. Few public explanations were offered. Scholars urged further study, but access to the texts remained limited. Why hide alternative voices from early Christianity? Some argue it's to preserve order. Others believe these texts unveil power dynamics erased by centuries of curation. The hidden Gospels still circulate, but mostly outside the Vatican's grasp. The Vatican and the Nazi Ratlines. After World War II, thousands of Nazi officials escaped Europe. Many fled through underground networks. These pathways were called Ratlines, and some of them led through the Vatican. According to declassified files and investigative reports, certain clergy offered safe houses, false documents, and transportation, helping high-ranking war criminals vanish. The church claimed it was aiding refugees, but records suggest selectivity, favoring fascists over Holocaust survivors. Why did the Vatican help? Some say fear of communism pushed the church to shield former Nazis. Others believe deeper ideological ties were at play. The Vatican has acknowledged mistakes, but has never fully opened its archives on this period. The Lucifer Telescope. Atop Mount Graham in Arizona stands an advanced infrared telescope. Among its partners, a Vatican institution. Its original name, Lucifer, an acronym. The name stirred alarm. Lucifer, the fallen angel, paired with the Vatican. What were they watching? Officials said the telescope studied star formation, exoplanets, and black holes. But conspiracy theorists suspected a deeper mission: prophecy. revelation, or contact with non-human life. Was the Vatican seeking omens in the stars or evidence of divine creation? Eventually, the acronym was changed, but the suspicion never left. Vatican silence on exorcism. The Vatican has trained exorcists for centuries, yet their work remains shrouded in secrecy. Possession is a topic the Church rarely discusses publicly, but thousands of exorcisms are reportedly performed each year, most undocumented, some denied outright. Why so much silence? Some say to avoid panic. Others believe the phenomena are far more common and far less understood than we think. There's no central record, no clear standard, and no transparency on what proof is required to authorize an exorcism. Whether you believe in possession or not, the Vatican's handling of exorcism raises an unsettling question. What does it know that we don't?